Lastly, let us hear some words from both Head of Interior Program from Petra Christian University and University College Daya International. For Mrs. Laxmi, can you give the speech for us?
Oke, terima kasih untuk Hansen. Saya mungkin menggunakan bahasa Indonesia ya, supaya saya lebih mudah menyampaikan. Selamat siang Bapak Ibu juga para mahasiswa. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua dan semoga semuanya dalam keadaan sehat. Senang bisa bertemu kembali dalam seminar kedua GKDI untuk semester ini. Kegiatan ini diselenggarakan dalam rangka mendukung program studi desain interior kurikulum menerapkan kebijakan Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka yang diterapkan Direktorat Jenderal Pendidikan Tinggi. Nah, sehubungan dengan itu, kami di program studi UK Petra Interior menerapkan Leadership Enhancement Program Outcome Based Education yang dikenal dengan LEAP OBE dengan Leadership dan Innovation, Global Exposure, Industrial Experience, dan Community Engagement. Kegiatan seminar ini merupakan salah satu program yang mendukung pengembangan jalur LEAP Research dan Innovation. Para narasumber yang akan membagikan hasil penelitian dan pengalamannya saat ini merupakan para ahli yang juga melakukan banyak penelitian di bidang sosial, baik menggunakan pendekatan penelitian lapangan, penyelesaian project real, dengan pendekatan social design, human centered design, maupun service learning. Mungkin banyak pengalaman yang mungkin nanti jadi menarik untuk didiskusikan, yang tentunya akan memancing banyak gagasan, dan diharapkan nanti akan tercipta atmosfer ilmiah yang memunculkan pemikiran-pemikiran baru, semakin peka mengamati fenomena sosial, makin kreatif dalam mengembangkan solusi pemecahan desain yang memperhatikan kebutuhan manusia. Nah, semoga nanti para peserta, baik para peneliti, dosen maupun mahasiswa, mendapatkan banyak pengetahuan yang bermanfaat bagi kemajuan ilmu pengetahuan di bidang desain. Untuk itu, terima kasih kepada narasumber, Mr. Fu, Ibu Diana, dan Pak Lintu atas kesediaannya berbagi pengetahuan dan pengalaman di seminar GKDI yang kedua ini. Terima kasih juga kepada Bu Sherly Deong sudah membantu mengkoordinasikan acara. Terima kasih juga buat panitia Hima Intra yang sudah membantu menyelenggarakan kegiatan ini. Semoga nanti sharing para peneliti dapat menginspirasi untuk kegiatan berikutnya. Dan saya juga berharap mungkin akan membuka peluang-peluang kerjasama dan kolaborasi lintas perguruan tinggi untuk bidang riset dan inovasi. Demikian yang saya bisa sampaikan. Terima kasih. Selamat berseminar, selamat berbagi pengetahuan. Semoga selalu sehat dan Tuhan memberkati. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you for the speech for Mrs. Laxmi. And right now, we are going to hear the speech from the head of University College Daya International.
I share the screen, right?
Yeah, you can, sir.
With Professor Fo, can I maybe give a brief introduction before you start the presentation?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Hansen, and Mrs. Laxmi for the great speech. Yeah. Okay, in this event, I will be the moderator for this event. In this event, there will be 3 presenters from Mr. Fo. He said we can call him CK, then also Mrs. Diana, and also Mr. Linto. For a brief introduction about who is Professor Fo, is actually he's a lecturer in the Malaysian Institute of Interior Design Malaysia. Is it correct? Okay, and his research interest is mainly in interior, community, design, and culture. So he will be a great, his lecture today is about social design. So it will be a great pleasure to have you sharing your research, okay? Okay, I think his research also is mostly in this called urban farming and then some of them is regarding the regeneration for community. So I think when I see your CV, actually this is the short one, but the long one is actually quite long, and you have a lot of research and journal also, and also publication in others conference also. So thank you for having for being here with us, and I think you can start share your presentation, share your research, share your interest, Prof. CK. It will be great for us. Okay.
All right. All right. Thanks, Sherry, for the introductions. Well,
Okay.
actually, a lot of the project that is I have done and show in my CV, mainly is a lot of that is collaborations project, which is from the practitioners, also from students, and also with my colleague. Okay. All right. Without ado, that's further ado, I start to share my a project. One of the project that is I have been done in the past few years. So let me start with some little abstract here, which is okay. What this project is going to talk about is I found that is our industry is in the contemporary world is play a major part of in the consumer economic. I mean, so this design industry, it could be straight from the industrial design, interior design, fashion design, graphic design, and all these design activity are therefore always centered around the market as an approach and institutionally deep rooted in the so-called market economy, especially in the context of the city. Now, my sharing here is tries to take how the design actually can work, or how that it can be performed in the non-city context. The project here is not to deny the consumers culture or the consumer economic, but it just to test that is the how actually design also can be worked in the certain place, so-called that's rural community, and without the resources such as in the city. So I will show here mainly is the process of the shift of the pathway of the design centers approach to the place center approach. How is actually is switched over from this, and then from that is will redefine the understand of the design. Yeah. Okay. So as we know that design is this is all the keywords that is with associate with the audit design. For example, is always like happen in the city, happen in the everything is so-called modern, and most of the young generation, they will enjoy all this design, consumer economics, markets, branding, and we are, as a designer, we are tied up with all these codes of conduct, regulation, and we therefore we set out the consultancy and the service to serve all this kind of culture. Yeah. So what does design do actually? What we learn that is that the design can be start with the a personal interests, such as artist. You can be an artist. That is, you start with something, doing something you own, or it could be problem solving, or it can be a making or searching a certain meaning, right? So in the book of the Sam Kuba, that talk about that the problem based approach in the architectural education, that is normally that in our architectural education, we start out to teach the student or to introduce the design is we start with the how you define the problem. Then only you start out to analyze and those things. So that is a kind of the process that we go on and on, and this is been gone through by a century or this kind of the approach. Now, in this project is a collaboration between start out with the lecturer and the student first. It checked out from the 2014 to 2016. So it from the beginning is a sales initiative project. And this is the design project start up with the no brief and no cry. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So just to give you some idea about where it's located. So this is Malaysia, and then there's East Java. So that is the Kuala Lumpur is somewhere around here, and that side is actually on the northern region of the Semenanjung, Malaysia. So it's in the state of the Perak. And just to go closer, it's actually about like 40 or 50 kilometers from the Penang. If you know that is the Penang, yeah, it's Georgetown, but it's quite far away from the Kuala Lumpur. Yeah. And to close out again, then you can see that it's near to the one of the town is called Taiping. Taiping is one of the earliest town that is the British intervenes into Malaysia. This is one of the before the I mean after the Penang's the Straits settlement. So that is one of the towns that is started out with because of the tin mining town, and from that into the straight to the west, that is a Kuala Sepatang. Okay. So that area is full of the mangrove, and you see that is all this one of the mangrove biggest mangrove forest in Semenanjung, Malaysia, right? So just to give you some idea, it's a small villages there, right? So just go close out again. So that we will start out with the site survey with understanding the surrounding, the nature resources, the demographic, and just like I speak earlier that we start to define the problem. So the define tries to understand the site through the economic, through their history. So this is some picture that is we capture. There is you get there's understanding what is the nature there, the surrounding. So it's a mangrove, and then so the mangrove actually they are exported to the become a charcoal, and there is a different grade of the charcoal. That is one of the higher grades of charcoal that they will export to the like Japan or the Korea. And then we also have the fireflies in this area, yeah, because of the all this mangrove and a lot of the kind of the nature's ecological area, and yeah, and this is, as I said, there is a small fishing village, and one of that is these dry streams, cockles. It is quite well known in this place, yeah. So, and this is their living neighborhoods, and they just have the own kind of I call it kedai kopi and some pasar. So it's really is a kind of like one of the like outskirts of the countryside, yeah. But it is with the coastal, near to the coastal. So this is their kind of their food. That is always that the people enjoy the seafood over there. And we also find out that is the community or the people that is they like to create their own so-called is if in our term as from the designs point of view, that we say that it's they are really can do their own design and by their own way. So it's a lot of all these kind of the sitting that is around their courtyard, and it could be the jetty, yeah. And that is a part of the one of the history here is they used to be called a port well, and it is one of the early the first trackway in the Semenanjung, Malaysia. This is which is the mainly is to transport the tin mine in the Taiping town, and then through the port well, which is now we call that is Kuala Sepatang, and then they are delivered to the Penang again, and then again to the British Empire, the whole world. Yeah, so this is the piece of the small history there here. Okay, back to our project here. That is, we found out is when we the first encounter issue that is the villagers, of course, that they are very friendly, but they are not get used to deal with the outsider. So that we are like a designer are the outsider, and it's quite difficult to assess and inquire the authentic information. When you ask that, they give you the kind of the wrong answer, or something is when you find out that actually they are not talking the real information. Yeah. So the question here is I want to pose is how can a design perform in this rural context that lack of the so-called the market or the young people? Of course, a lot of young people, they just work in like in the others village in the world, that because a job opportunity is always happen in the city. So that is young people always leave their home town, and then they will go to the city. So this is the place that is we find out that is it's not you can't find the urban type of the market. And can design still serve its meaning if that what we learn in the institutions, how design is served to the city? So do the design again, do the design the people that really need a design. So again, we from in the macro the side, that is we need to focus into the one side that is to start out to find out the relevant issue, or to find the connection to for our design. So we found that is a small tiny open space here. And of course, you need to go across a bridge. There used to be you need to go through a small a boat, but in a few years, that I think is a 2000, it's not mistaken, 2014, 13, that they start to have build out a bridge on you can see that on your right side, that is the blue color, so that is the one to connect to the main. It's a main link, yeah. So yeah, so we choose that this is a small open space here. And to just give you an idea that, so it's surrounded by all these residents' house, and they call it, and that is the one temple. There's one temple, Chinese temple, and a praying ground, and one hawker, actually is just a hawker store here. And they call it is the Lao Pokan. Actually, the Pokan is from the Pekan, and Lao is the word of the Hokkien is which is the Pekan Lama. Yeah. So and on the bottom part, there is they just close to the water, and then all this is the still houses, and all it might be some of that is their fishing hut, right? So okay. So this is some picture that is we found out. This is one of the biggest open space that is actually is a public space to the community. So people doing like driving their kind of the fish, or the dry fish, the salted fish, or the spring here. And then when you get to the evening, all the children will get out, and then they play around with this, they make use of this place. And yeah, they also they do the function, like for example a certain religion function, and then they will have all the shelter, temporary shelter, and then they have the dinner, the banquet over here. Yeah, and also find out there is a lot of them they modified their bicycle. Yeah, and in the morning, if you to the left top here, you find out it's quite interesting that is the not only the adult but the children also take the bicycle out and then for the like a breakfast all together. And then so you can see that this is a moving market. So they actually modify themselves and then they put it and then it's just push around the community and then so they just sell it. Yeah. And this is the one of the religions, the temple, and why I show you that is because you will find out that is that they actually not really follow that is our Georgia's calendar. They have their Chinese lunar calendar. So what they don't have like a Monday to they do have, but means the Monday to Friday. But they can work in the Saturday, Sunday, and then you talk to them. Is they will start to talk to you in more on the Chinese lunar calendar if you want to identify the date. And the bottom left here is one of the houses. In every Sunday, the churches they come here and have a service and have a storytelling to the community there, and you can see that they actually in the house with the Taoism. Yeah, it's quite interesting, that kind of the multicultural things. And they also we find is they have the annual type because if the this is a natural along the coastal place. So that you will find out that is a quite high tide in the twice a year, right? So and this is the we find out there is the observation of the place of the everyday lives. So a fishing village, mangrove, dry springs, Chinese and some small Malay residents, and temple, and they also have the religion event throughout the years. Bike and bicycle is the travelings or the and also there's some water transport as well. Okay. Right. Then we conclude that what is this place means to the local. So it's only one of the biggest open space, which is that they have their annual function there. And it's information you can get a lot of because of the hawker center. And it's not a soft center, like it's a hawker that people is always a mingle around here. Then someone is sometimes they are cooked anything, they just put it in and then share together. Children playground and family business production, which is they use this place as a driving place, and they're doing the festival is also located into this Laupokang. Okay. So our first from our understanding, that is our first strategy will be a modular furniture. Yeah. So this is our furniture kind of our first proposal to them is a modular system, multi-purpose, for adult and for the young, and collapsible, stackable, or easy to store, and also can become the part of the educational furniture as well. And we even think about that is in the high tide they can respond to the high tide. So the furniture or the material, it should be water resistant as well. Okay, and now we go to the feedback from the we have the public consultation. Something is like showing to the community, and the feedback from the local is say that is impressive, but they need to remain the open space, and we also want some storage and also some function of the recycling. So that is what we gain the first feedback from them. Yeah. So and the feedback is we just share in the open space in that with someone is still have the makans over there and having their leisures there, and then you have the kids running around. It's quite fun. That it's not like you are having in the city that is you have various systems getting a feedback and then everyone sit together in the row. but you can see that people just are walking around there, and then they will jump in, and then they will talk about something to your slide. Yeah. And we start to examine the real purpose of the space after we getting the feedback, and we find out the emptiness of this space. It should be keep it, and then it become the keyword for our second proposal. So the first proposal is something like is a design designer very design subjective. That is we think about that after we research, after we do the observation, we put all this our imagination is from the so-called that is the problem solving. We thought that is a designer is solving their problem, but when you really get into the local, then you find out there is another side of story, that is how they respond to that our design. And we start to have our second proposal with the strategy with one is on the wall, and another thing is we do something on the ground. So this is our impressions to them, something impressions view. That's how we're going to treat one of the house wall, which is in response to their feedback, right? So yeah, this is something on the ground, and that's just a little bit to elaborate more. So it's a structure that's attached to the one of the houses, and then there is a few layer attached it, and then all this layer, it actually can be moved around, and we want to keep the basketball these games. And also when you like kind of the sliding door, when you slide out, they have the storage for the recycle. Why they need a recycling function of that is because this area is quite remote from the mainland. So that is if not mistaken, because it's about 3 to 4 years already. So they told me that is every month there is a charity that come to this community and to collect all these so-called the second hands or the used things, and then to recycle. So that is I think that is good. That is we are, and that is the point. Okay, this Lau Pokang is a point for them to collect it. And then we also add some greens feature and some storage feature for them is for the blue kind of the basket, the big basket for them. So that's come out to this some impressions view, and to from the designer into the community. And we make out a model. And interesting that is we are not showing in anything, but in the inside the temple, when the people come and praying, and then they will just being around. It's also quite for us. It's like a very new experience. That is how you get the feedback. Actually, is the community that it's not like a public area, but it's in the temple, and also beside the hawker store, and then you can see that they start to talk about that. And then we also we start to make friends with the hawkers, trader, or the people there, and then they will, of course, we put it there for the a couple of weeks, and then they will collect all this, and then when we come back again, they will tell us that what is going on that. So but the local feedback is we find out that is our second proposal. It actually is generate tension among the community. Wow, every place there is like a micro political, right? So we do not know that actually when we suggest to this wall, but it actually create a tension to another, right? So and we also find out all these our two ambition, that is something is like a theme park. Yeah, so we actually kind of the feel that is this is the second proposal is a fail, and we start to rethink that is why what is the purpose that we are trying to doing anything in this place, and to rethink about the role of the designer in this community, right? And we pending for the few months, and then we visit again, and then we actually start out some the so-called our testing design by spraying some easy to the paint on that. But we find that the children actually respond to some of our design on the floor. Yeah, and by the filling of the two proposal, we start to make friends, and then we gain the trust, and then we know that there is a group of the so-called is the board of the director of that temple. It actually is the kind of the local authority. They say everything, and they have the right to say anything, to do anything in the. And then they got the resources, including they can help out to generate the finance as well. So interesting that is throughout the few months we interact with them, then we become a very good fans. Yeah. So again, that is from this back to this view, top view, that you see that our design start to shift from the right, if you're on the screen, and to the left. Yeah, that's to the hawker space there. So we move opposite the wall and close to temple, and in fact, this is the public space as well. For them is like a semi-public space, because the hawker store is inside, and then they also are having their religions event occasionally in that place. And somehow in the afternoon, you can see that is the people they might sleep there. Yeah. So this after a year, drag for about a year, then we come to the final proposal. So this is our third proposal, which is the keyword is flexible, is a bench, is a movable, can play, storage, water decision, and etc. Yeah, it's open end. What I put the open end is the community actually they can redesign again, right? So this is our first design drawing. That's after I'm not going to show in this sharing that is the technicals design, but it's more on the idea of the transition of this process. Yeah, so you can see this is how we try to imagine that this design, if I put it into this semi open space, and then they can open out, and then they can push out, and then they still have the some of the story with that, which is we find out there's a lot of the blue basket, the big basket for them. Actually, this blue basket, they can put it out, and then they can do the dry for their salted fish or the stream. And this also can be become educational occasionally, to have the projection and some event to the locals or the community. Yeah. So, and we also have the as I said, that throughout this year, that we also have the our colleague, or the he's the furniture designer that have a good contacts with the in China. So that is we start to make all this workout together with the designs practitioners, and we contact us to this manufacturer in the Foshan city in the Guangdong province. So we get a sponsor from them. Yeah, and we start up to have making the all the ways from the China. But that is also thing is not a free, right? The free lunch here. So we also make some of the design for them, and then to showcase in the China's International Furniture Fair in the March of the 2016. So this is one of my partner in this project, and the student is here, and a bunch of the our student, and back in the 2016, all the team work together with that. What we stand in the back, all this is urban farming's furniture, which is just now Hansen's show in the CV. So, but I'm not going to talk about that for today. So in front of that is all these urban so-called is urban farming furniture. And then we deliver fly through the our port plank, and then from the KL we deliver to the this small community in Kuala Sepetang. And when you reach there, I would say that it's by air, by land, and also by sea as well. See, so have to transport to this. All is getting helped by all the community. And the yeah, so when reached there is a very, everyone is so excited for that, and then just to assemble this. Yeah, so and we start to talk about the renovation, discussion for the renovation, how we fix it, because initially it is all covered by all this stainless steel railing. So we decide to take one. This is all the prototype, right? So we start with the one first, and to kind of the tested that how these the real things that can be responded by the community. So we take out the center one, and then we start to measure it, and engage with the locals contractor, and start to build out to. I mean, so we need to raise up the floor. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the hand up after a couple weeks after that. We have the small, very lovely handover ceremony, which is in conjunction with the midterms or autumn festival, which is in September of the 2016. And all the community then they just they contribute, they cook, you know. So it is a quite a warm night evening during this so-called handover ceremony. And then we have the Mid-Autumn Festival, and then we actually walk together with the kids around a short distance with the community and around this neighborhood. And now, how actually is we are more concerned is the locals respond to the design. So we found, of course, the children is the best is the children. They will automatically go and play with that, and then they push out, and yeah, actually they can just play. They are very creative. Just to whatever that is, they can put it in, even though they can just hide and seek. Yeah. And for me is something is a question that is this is furniture design? Is the design you are doing the public space design, or you are doing the community development project? So I start to throw out this question that is how the design actually you don't determine that is you start out with oh, I need to do a furniture there, or I need to do a public space as a landscape designer, or you want to do you want to involve with the community. But no, we are just like go on with all this, and then start to interact with the community. Then you find out things is getting done in a much more organic way. And of course, after a couple of months again, when we revisit, we find out that the community changed the design and use. That's what I mean that it's open end. We don't fix that is the design that is it must be follow the view of the designer. So why they put it there is because they find out that is the stretch door is going to from the little hole underneath that and sneak into the so-called their hawker or open space, the leisure space. So do you think that this is the failed design again? Well, I didn't have a definite answer, but my answer is that does the design really make an impact? Yeah. So I think what we learn here is a designer is a being as always you are if you are not the community there, so you are as outsider, but somehow when you get along with them and talk to them and you make friends with them, you become you thought that is you're the insider, but I think that is you still somehow is an outsider. That outsider can be a very vulnerable, and you lack of the insider role in the community, and designer actually how you going to formulate your presence in the community if you want to help them. So I think some of the finding here is try not to be not too design centric here, and if you deal with this kind of the community, more empathic approach and process oriented. Don't is outcome too much of the outcome based. Yeah. Okay. And also I find out that is we designer or from the city that is we are equipped with the modern resources, modern knowledge, and but how we actually to integrate with the traditional resources. So from the unfamiliar to the familiar, and how you make the design more conscious and accessible to the local place, how the design is become a more inclusive. I think that is things that is we really need to for the designer is you need to think about that if you work with the local, so-called the rural place. Yeah. And this is come to my last two slides. That is, I would like to highlight again the design centers approach to the place center approach. Yeah. So this is some of the process. Of course, I'm showing here is the three main design, but in between, we also have a lot of the things that I didn't tell here. Like for example, a small thing is like we help them to redesign their toilet. One of the temple toilet, so-called is the public toilet, become a public washroom. So a lot of things that is we do is something is for us like is if in the city you say that it could be like a free design, but it's a way that actually how you interact with them and making friends and making a trust, and then that's you as I say in the very beginning, the slide that is they don't give you authentic information. Yeah, so when you become a friend with them, that's the lot of the information that is they really can tell you that is then your design become more relevant. Yeah. So I would like to, I think this is my last slide, that is I would like to take this one of the from the website of the project for the public space to compare about these two design center approach and the place center approach. So yeah, I'm not going to read it out, but I think I just pick up for some of that is like community based and the discipline based. So where is the use stand? But as I say in the beginning, I'm not against the design centers approach, which is happen in the city context. But when you come to a lot of this kind of the rural space, that I think that is we really have to take out our ego of the designer that's really think about from their point of view. Yeah. So yeah, that come to the end of my sharing. Yeah, I hope that is I'm control in the 30 minutes. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Around 5 minutes more, 35
right.
minutes, so it should be still okay. Thank you, Professor, for keep maintaining the presentation in 30 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Should I stop sharing
before
now?
we yeah, please do that.
Okay.
Before we
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Fo. Before we go to the answer and question and answer, maybe we just start with the second presenter today, which is Mrs. Diana. Mrs. Diana already starts screen sharing. Okay.
Yes,
As we all know, Mrs. Diana is actually our lecturer in interior design department in this Petra Christian University. She is also most of her research interest is mostly in human-centered design and the design technology. So please welcome Mrs. Diana. The time is yours. Is 15 minutes, okay, Mrs. Diana? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see it very clearly.
So
Yes.
thank you for this opportunity, and also thank you very much, Mr. CK. I really like your presentation, especially the design process that is very meticulous and very reflexive and very humble. I really like that approach, and it really gave me a lot of insight to what I have been researching as well. And so the topic today I will be presenting is on enhancing experiential learning and social capacity through human-centered design. And it is based on a service learning project by our students and lecturers. And as the general background of this research, interior design is a discipline that is very close to the complexities and basic needs of human life. And so fundamentally speaking, interior design is a human-centered design field of study. However, the general notion of interior design that we have found today is that most people pursue interior design education for its marketable and profitable purposes, and hence the interpretation and practice of interior design have often been limited to decoration or styling of interior properties that mainly accommodates the interests of the upper class. And hence, design is often regarded as a luxury that is often generated by marketing forces towards these elite users. While we don't necessarily think this is a negative notion, we would still like to create a more meaningful notion in our students as future interior designers that interior design could also be a field of opportunity to practice social responsibility. And the curriculum in our design studio, in our department, commences with basic design and personal space in the first year, residential hospitality workspaces in the second year, and followed by commercial, retails, and cultural social spaces in the third year, before they embark on in the professional world of internship and final project. And so we want to give them an experience of releasing into the community so that they can learn from the community before they are released into the professional world. And coincidentally, in year 2020, we have just launched a new program called the Leadership Enhancement Program, which is on the last year that facilitates off-campus learning, such that students can choose their own interests between these four streams. So hence the purpose of this research is to implement human-centered design approaches in the learning process of social spaces for creative communities and to facilitate experiential learning and encourage social awareness from learning from local communities in the context of interior design. So this project follows the community-based learning, like what Professor Fu said just now, rather than the project brief-driven model as adopted in past interior design education, in which the relationship with the client is usually detached. In community-based learning, we want the students to learn based on participation and foster direct personal experiences as well as real interactions with the society so that they can truly gain insights into real design and planning. And the research design objects, or the clients, you might say, for this research are the creative communities in Surabaya. There are a lot of them, and they have the potential in promoting Surabaya's local, cultural, and touristic values, yet they lack the spaces and means to accommodate their unique activities and promote them to the society. And at the end of this course, they have to produce two design outputs. First is a conceptual spatial design of the community space camp, and second is a real styling or setting of space or spot located in the community space camp or an exhibition booth. And based on Steen's method of human-centered design, there are 6 approaches, namely applied ethnography, participatory design, contextual design, lead user approach, empathic design, and co-design. And based on Carroll's design thinking method, that consists of 6 stages, we have incorporated the different human-centered design approaches into the design process to be adopted by the students and lecturers, which I will elaborate further. So first, in the understand stage, the designers learn about the community by participating with the community. So we want them to follow an ethnographic approach, releasing themselves in the community without having to follow a certain rule. Yeah. So the data gathered here is inspired by behavior rather than demographics, set in natural context rather than in controlled arrangement, and relying on dynamic interactions rather than structured interviews. And after that, they would map out the gains and pains of the community through empathy mapping. Then I'm here presenting 3 communities of the many communities taken for the project. And so here are some documentation of the students participating in the community's activities. So we want them to start the design process by having fun with the community, by really immersing themselves into the community so that they can truly gain a deep understanding of their needs. And the first community is the Demarjikers historical reenactment community, and here we can see the students have participated in several of the reenactment events. The second community is the Surabaya mural community, and our students have also participated in the drawing and mural workshops. And the third community is the Love Surabaya photographic and journalistic community. And students also have participated in the journalistic events to promote anything about Surabaya city. And then after that, this is an example of the community empathy map that they map out the gains and pains of the community based on what they have experienced with the community. Then entering the observe stage, the designers perform contextual analysis of existing spaces and facilities used by the community. And here are some documentation of them performing site analysis and also analysis with mentoring from tutors as well as design professionals. So we have this participatory approach. And then going to the point of view stage is when they determine design goals with the community through participatory methods. Then in the following stage, the ideation stage, the designers formulate design concepts based on the contextual community's identity and potential, such as their aspirations, their artworks, history or local value characteristics, as well as the regional context of Surabaya. Then finally, in the prototype and test stage, they produce spatial designs that integrate the community's works with the interior design and also produce contextual and educative spatial experience for the society to learn about the community. And they also build prototypes through co-design and co-creation, in which they perform usability tests through participatory evaluation with designers being lead users. And here are the results of some of the design process. The first one is for the Surabaya mural community, in which the design concept attempts to link the mural art with the interior elements and facilities that resulted in spatial designs of the community space camp, in which the community's mural art are fused with the interior design elements to define space rather than to act as a separate art object as in conventional galleries. And for the second prototype, they design a storage corner that is really truly needed by the community because of the mass of the many types of materials that they have. And this they co-build and co-design together with the community, involving the community with their mural art that resulted in a bold storage corner as well as an identity corner in their base camp. And this has also functioned even till today. Then for the second community, the Demarchicus Historical Reenactment Community, the design concept was based on reviving the wars, the memory of war that led to the nation's independence, that resulted in educational facilities such as galleries, showcases, and replicas of military camps that can help in promoting the historical and touristic value of Surabaya as a city of heroes. And the result was also evaluated through participatory evaluation involving the community to ensure its usability. And then for the second prototype, they co-built and co-created again, like the first community, in which it resulted in a mini gallery in the community space camp that also acts as a backdrop, of the identity for the community in the community's social media. And in the second year, they also produced an exhibition booth that was launched at a Surabaya memory event held by Petra Christian University at a mall in Surabaya that even helped in promoting the community even more. Then for the last community, the Love Surabaya community, the design concept was based on Surabaya's icons of the Sura and Baya, the shark and crocodile, as well as the historic Jembatan Merah, the red bridge. And the students here have translated the opposing character of the shark and the crocodile, as well as the red bridge, to symbolize the bravery of the Surabaya people. And for the second prototype, the concept was also based on that same concept. And they built this along with the community that resulted in an exhibition booth for the community to perform photography workshops as well as display their works for the community to know about. And other communities that I have that were also included in this project were for the My Sister's Fingers Craft and Knitting community. So the students here design a booth for them. And then there's also for the custom motorcycle community, and then the cosplay community, and then the Kibas Batik community, and then also the Perlabaya Surabaya Kite community. So based on the reflection reports that we have obtained from both the community and the students, we have found that from the community, 75% of the community members gained knowledge, gained academic skills in interior design through their direct interaction with students and their works. Meanwhile, 25% of the community gained interpersonal benefits through the experience of working together with the students. And this, to some extent, reflects the acknowledgement of the professional dignity and social impact that interior designers can bring to the society. And meanwhile, from the reflection reports from the students reveal that 28% of students gain personal values such as humility, simplicity, values that they learn from the community. 32% of students experience intrapersonal benefits. 30% of students gain knowledge of local history and culture that were interesting to them and could become their social responsibility to preserve in future projects. And 10% of students gain academic skills, the skills and knowledge to create a real design project according to the client, target, and solution. And so in conclusion, the experiential community-based learning and human-centered design process has fostered a reflexive knowledge that touch on the social aspects of interior design and also fostered a direct encounter with real-life problems in the students' surrounding community, allowing them to reflect on their future role as interior designers. And this has also, to some extent, encouraged them to look beyond profit-driven trends and style while striving for greater ethno-social awareness in their practice of interior design. And lastly, to some extent, public acknowledgement of the role and social impact that interior designers can bring to the society has been gained. And these are several publications of the project. And our project has also unintentionally gained some attention from the local media, and this has also helped us in promoting these communities even more to the public. So that's all for my presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Diana, for the
Thank
great
you for
presentation.
Diana for
Yeah,
your.
it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Before we
Thank God.
start to question and answer again, I would like to ask our third presenter today, Mr. Lindo. Hello, Mr. Lindo.
Yeah, hello.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Lindo,
Hello.
before you start your presentation, I would like to
Mhm.
introduce you. As you all have already known that Mr. Lindo is actually also our lecturer in interior design department. Most of his research is actually community and interior Nusantara. He's also most of his research is regarding the Tanian Lajang, mostly in Madura. So no, as you can see here in this PPT. Okay, so with no longer overdue, please welcome Mr. Lindo.
Yep.
Can you share your screen, Mr. Lindo, or maybe the video first, because you said you
Okay.
have video to share for us.
Wait, wait. Okay. Wait, sorry. Okay. Yeah, good afternoon all. Thank you, moderator. And I will present a report on service learning in Madura, especially in the traditional community of Madura, which we call Tanian Lanjeng. Yeah, why Madura? Yeah, Madura is very specific ethnic city with distinctive architecture and culture. The topic of Tanya Lajak is very specific because it has a special structure. Okay, I turn the YouTube that we better understand about Tanian Lanjeng. Okay. Oh, sorry. Cannot turn from here, usually.
Okay, um, I will help you. Do you need help?
Mhm. Okay, I
Okay.
think can. Oh no, cannot play from here.
Which one do you want to play? The Jalan-Jalan one or the Gegrek Acara? Which one, Mr. Lindo?
I don't know.
The first one or the second one?
Okay, I will to present about my report. Okay, the first.
The first one.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, can you stop sharing first, Mr. Lindo? I'll
Yep.
share from here.
Mhm. Okay. Sorry. It's yes. Can you help me to play my YouTube?
Okay, I will play now.
Yeah, this is the video about the Tanian Lanjeng, located my surface learning with the student. I take this YouTube from Kompas TV. This is the condition about the Tanian Lanjeng, and then we can know how about Tanian Lanjeng, and then and so on. No voice, usually no voice, cannot.
Okay, wait.
Ini adalah yang disebut dengan tanah lajang.
Okay, thank you.
Rumahnya itu berjejer 11 rumah yang sama. Dengan seperti ini yang di atas ada ciri khasnya, ada pundi-pundi seperti itu. Ini menjadi ciri khas bagi kami di tanah lajang.
Jadi ini keluarga apa tetanggaan atau bagaimana?
Ini satu keluarga.
Satu keluarga ini?
Iya,
Ada berapa? 11 rumah ini satu keluarga? Oke, kita boleh lihat-lihat Pak di dalam ruangannya?
Silakan.
Ayo.
Ayah.
Ya.
Adem di sini.
Wah.
Ini memang dindingnya seperti ini Pak, pakai kayu gini ya? Ada
Iya.
ukiran seperti itu ya?
Iya, seperti ini. Ini dikatakan rumah pengsal.
Bengsal.
Ya, pengsal. Ini ciri khas dari
This is our project about the service learning with my student.
Di sini ya. Nyata ya.
This is the finish, the after renovation about
cukup dingin seperti
one of building.
Apakah harus tempat anak-anak atau tempat mama papanya gitu atau gimana?
Iya, yang sini bisa ditempati keluarganya, ayah sama ibu. Yang sebelah sini ini bisa
This
anak-anak.
building just one door because the building protects the woman and the children.
Di depan ini langsung ya.
So another make in other entrance to at the every building.
Ya, tradisional banget.
This is a kitchen, traditional kitchen from Tanian Lanjang, and then the tool to cooking with the traditional tool. And then the stable or coal.
Dapur.
Ini ciri khasnya
Yes.
kalau di tanah lajeng, kalau di rumah pasti di depannya itu dapur sama kandang. Berdampingan antara dapur dengan kandang sapi itu harus berdampingan.
Ngomong-ngomong nih Pak, ini kan udah agak siang nih. Biasanya ini kan dapur nih Pak, ya kan? Dapur. Jadi biasanya nih ada makanan khas. Ada nggak sih Pak?
Ada makanan khas di sini. Asli Madura.
Mau
Masih
dong,
tradisional.
Ada wujudnya Pak?
Iya,
Mungkin
sudah ada di sana.
bukan gambar doang kan Pak? Bisa nggak dicicipin?
Bisa langsung.
Asik. Jadi makan-makan.
Let's go.
Yes.
Wah, di sini ya makanan
Iya,
khasnya.
ini makanan
Apa aja
khas
Pak ini sini Pak?
dari
Waduh.
Tanian Lajeng.
Apa
Ini
tuh?
Ini nasi jagung.
Oh ini wagung.
Ini rujak. Ikan tongkolnya.
Iya, iya, iya. Dan ada daun kelor itu ya, sayur daun kelor.
Nah ini pertanyaan paling utama nih Pak.
Iya.
Boleh nambah nggak?
Okay, thank you, Bu Shirley. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The topic is Tanian Lanjeng revitalization, a social design and service learning experience as an effort to promote interior Nusantara. We use this method because this method is active participation between the university, yeah, and then government and society. The method is very necessary because in this way, students learn to communicate with the community and also the government to apply knowledge and also learn about society. This is the principle of service learning. And then we start the location of the project is Tanian Budegen Larangan Luar Village, Pamekasan. Maybe around the 70 kilometers from Surabaya. This is the location.
Mr. Linto?
Yes.
Could you share your presentation?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, siap. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, Tanian Lanjeng Revitalization, a social design and service learning experience as an effort to promote interior Nusantara. Yeah, the method used is active participation between the university, government, and community. This method is very necessary because in this way, students learn to communicate with the community and also the government to apply knowledge and also about society. This is very important for children because they have to learn about anything, and then they have to learn about the experience with the society, community, and then the government. The location of this object is at the Budegen Larangan Luar Pamekasan, located about 70 kilometers from Surabaya. Yeah, this is the Tanian Lanjeng. Many kind of Tanian Lanjeng, but the principle of Tanian Lanjeng is main courtyard in the middle. Yes, as the center of the building, like this. Yeah, this is the Tanian Lanjeng. But the Tanian shelter is the blend of field and resident community farm. So the unity with the farm, and then Tanian Lanjeng structure consists Roma. Roma is the house like this, and then dapur and kids unity, and then the other side is kopung. Kopung is maybe musola in a Muslim religion, musola, or maybe mosque gitu ya, little mosque, yeah, as the center of the building the Tanian Lanjeng. Yeah, I start with the potential of Tanian Lanjeng. Yeah, we have the nature potential like farm, and then rice field, and then the grave, water spring, and then the culinary like this, kerupuk tete made from cassava, and then gulai is maybe like curry, I don't know in English, and then ketupat made from rice and boiled, and covered with the leaf, coconut leaf. And then the moringa soup is like this moringa soup. Moringa soup is with the more nutrition. And then why people in Madura consume this moringa, because moringa high nutrition. So people of Madura no need milk, because the nutrition is very, very complete. And then this is the potential craft and culture like this, clay stove, yeah, clay stove without bird, yeah, tool, a traditional tool to cooking, and then the other side, preparing the coal for selling, cleaning the coal. So the coal make apa, high value to sell in the market. This is the data of Tanian Lanjeng where we built renovation about this building. This is the condition, the before renovation about the building. This is the interior. With the condition is very minimal. Yeah, with the floor from earth, and then the material is very no high quality. And then we learn about the virtual natural ventilation by the wall made from bamboo, and then without window. But if we live at the indoor, we feel the cold because more ventilation from window. And then this is the plafond like this, and wood panel. This is the specific character of the building. Always have the wood panel, and then the Tanian Lanjeng with the 11 building, and then the Tanian is yard, courtyard, long courtyard is Lanjeng. Tanian Lanjeng is long courtyard with the 11 building. This is the detail of construction. Sorry, this is the detail of construction, the building. And the renovation process, we start to renove the roof, and then wall, and then window. We use bamboo because bamboo is have character, can use the ventilation to this building. This is the condition, the first condition, and then we improve the model of the window. So we can look out. We can look out because this is the predict for to homestay, forced homestay. So we can adapt it with the people need. And then this is terrace, and in this interior final project, this final project, our final project. And then this is the interior after renovation. This is this one of building we renovation, and then more people can activities in indoor, and then the journalists come here to record the condition, and then more people come here to learn about the Tanian Lanjeng, and then more people come here to very comfortable because the condition of building is very is fine. And then develop the building function after renovation a second, third year. Yeah. After we renovation the Tanian Lanjeng, a part of Tanian Lanjeng, government and then community, social community and Budakan make a festival with the name Tanian Lanceng Festival at 280 like this. This is the dinner with guests from Singapore, and then more guests from abroad, yeah, from other country come here to make a dinner and then play something, dance, and then another activity to make sorry, another activity, and like the people people and at this village like this. The special menu of Madura's traditional with the moringa soup and then a face, and then this is the rice, but combined with the jagung as corn, yeah, corn. This is the main product of the farm at the Madura. And then the terrace condition, we design like this with the student to more activities can use more activities here. And then the construction, the second project is coffee shop. More people, more students design and then communicate with the community, social community, and then we build the coffee shop, and then more activity can use here. This is the Tanan Lanceng Festival at the 2019 like this. More activities can use this Tanian Lanceng because the more facility have built and at this place like this cafe shop. And then this is the open theater to expose the culture, dance, a special dance from Madura. This is the design from student to explore about the culture at Budakan. This is the sample of culinary from local potential like this. If you see the blue drink is made from telang flower, and then from here the orange. This is the from secang wooden, and then this is the this is combine the telang and lemon. This is a very favorite in this Tanean because exotic drink, and then the taste is very yummy. And then we make a like market, traditional market for sell batik, yeah, and then the drink, other drink like ginger drink, and so on. This is the activities in the cafe shop, and this is the more people from Surabaya and then Jogja, Semarang, Jakarta come here to live together with the society in this year. This is the building after renovation. Maybe you can see like this, and yeah, this is effect of lighting, so more attractive at the night. This is the more kind of food, a snack at the Tanian Lancheng. Yeah, we can this project success. Sorry, this project can be built because participants from more people, like special thanks for Petra Christian University Interior Design Department and Yusita Gusumarini, and team one student at the 20,000 2090, and then the team two 2000 and oh sorry I'm sorry, team first team at the 2080, and second team at the 2090. This is the the this is the final of the project. I think not final, because this is the third year for my project. We have 5 years to finish this project. So this is I hope this presentation make you can be inspiration for all students and the other to improve, to develop your field and anywhere. This is my team. This one second team. This is the one team, and then this other student from IAIN Pamekasan, and then the UNESA Surabaya, and the other is collaborate with the lecturer at the Petra Christian University. Yeah, this is thank you for your attention for my presentation. And then if you want to, how about the final project, the Tanian Lancheng, the festival Tanian Lancheng, you can play at the HTTP YouTube OGCA for RWGRGAEM. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Linto, for the great presentation. Okay. Just now, the computer informed me that few of our students have class in 14:30. I think we cannot have them here. So if you have class, you can leave first. It's okay, because your class should be start on 14:30, right? Is it, Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. Okay. I think the one who stay, please, if you guys have any answer or question, or maybe answer. Okay, to Professor Ko or Miss Diana or Mr. Linto. Or maybe I think we would like to play the last video. You think it will be all right? Okay, Mr. Ho, what do you think? Okay, yeah, I think I will share screen about the last video, because just now Mr. Lito only shared the first one. Now I share the second one, so we can all watch how the grebek acara Tanian Lajeng in Madura. Okay. Okay, you should all can see my screen now.
Tanah airku tidak kulupakan, kan terkenang selama hidupku. Biarpun saya pergi jauh, tidak akan hilang dari kalbu. Tanahku yang ku cintai, engkau ku hargai. Walaupun banyak negeri ku jalani, yang masyhur bermari kata orang, tetapi
Yeah, more religion of Maduranese dominate is Islam. 99% is Islam. So the Islam culture is can leave this area. You can see Hadrah, the Muslim culture at the music, and then this event more participate from social community. Student and government just give advice for this event, and then the Tanian Lajeng every year, always at the every year, and today in this year I can make the Tanian because the pandemic. Maybe next year we can Tanian Lajeng, make a Tanian Lajeng again with the Festival Kuliner Madura. Yeah, we hope we always use local material like this at the background, the lontar leaf for the background, and then this decorated popular at the local government at the Pamekasan. More event use the lontar leaf for decoration at the ceremonial event at the government. Thank you, Miss Shirley.
Thank you, Mr. Linto. Wow. Make me hungry because it's all about food. And then the telang. Okay. I saw a question here to Rhea, from Rhea. It's especially she's saying, good afternoon, Mr. Kang, Mr. Linto, and all lecturer. I'm Rhea Griselda from Petra Christian University. She's asking, she want to ask about Tanean Lajang, so it should be to Mr. Linto. She's asking about the difference between the roof shape of the Joglo house and the roof of the house of Tanean Lajang. Maybe she's asking maybe because she's wondering about how the revitalization going in Tanean Lajang was in. Please, Mr. Linto.
Okay, thank you, Rhea. Moderator, can I answer in Indonesia? Indonesia?
Okay, maybe later I will. If okay, Mr. also
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think
no problem.
baik. Terima kasih. Iya. Jadi Rea, secara bentuk Roma itu hunian masyarakat Madura. Jadi bukan rumah ya, tapi bahasa Maduranya itu Roma. Itu khusus yang bangsal. Ini bentuk atapnya hampir sama seperti joglo. Perbedaannya adalah kalau joglo itu memiliki amper atau atap yang lebih pendek itu ke 4 sisi. Tetapi di Madura itu hanya di depan dan di belakang. Jadi lebih sempit. Nah, hal ini terjadi karena salah satunya adalah karena kondisi alam di Madura yang kering, tidak sesubur di Jawa. Jadi konstruksinya itu memang seperti itu. Nah, kemudian yang kedua, bedanya dengan joglo. Joglo itu sebetulnya adalah bentuk bangunan yang dipakai untuk komunal. Jadi seperti pertemuan dan lain-lain. Kalau toh misalnya masuk ke dalam rumah, itu joglo memiliki pintu lebih dari satu. Ada pintu samping, ada pintu depan. Tetapi yang disebut dengan Roma di Tanean Lajeng itu hanya memiliki satu pintu dari depan. Tidak bisa ada pintu dari sisi yang lain. Kenapa seperti itu? Karena itu sebagai wujud perlindungan, ya, perlindungan terhadap perempuan. Bagi masyarakat Madura dan sebetulnya Nusantara secara keseluruhan, interiornya itu adalah yang disebut dengan rumah atau interior atau arsitektur adalah perempuan, rumah untuk tinggal perempuan, bukan untuk laki-laki. Karena yang tinggal di dalam itu adalah perempuan saja, laki-laki berada di luar. Itu uniknya bangunan di Madura yang disebut dengan Roma, ya, bentuknya bisa joglo seperti di Jawa, tapi juga ada yang bentuknya kampung, ada yang bentuknya limasan, ada bentuk yang lain. Tapi khusus yang ada di Madura, Pamekasan dan Sumeneb, bentuknya untuk rumah bangsawan, orang kaya itu selalu berbentuk seperti itu joglo, yang di Madura disebut dengan bangsal. Dan yang unik adalah di bagian bubungannya. Di bagian bubungannya ini adalah berupa hiasan dari batu yang sangat keras ya dan sangat berat berbentuk ekor naga. Nah, ini menarik karena apa? Budaya Madura itu sangat erat sekali hubungannya dengan Chinese culture. Jadi kenapa rumah selalu menghadap ke selatan, tidak ada bukaan ke utara? Karena buat mereka yang namanya selatan itu adalah arongan. Bahasa Maduranya adalah apa namanya, lao. Lao itu laut. Jadi mereka itu punya sebuah kepercayaan bahwa masa lalu ya sudah masa lalu. Jadi mereka berasal dari utara, dari daratan Chinese. Pada waktu dia berlayar ke selatan, dia sudah melupakan masa lalunya, jadi tidak akan pernah kembali. Sehingga bagi orang Madura, meskipun di bagian selatan itu hanya laut kecil berupa Selat Madura yang sempit, sementara di utara laut yang lebar, Laut Jawa dan Laut China, tetapi mereka menyebut justru yang selatan ini adalah laut, yang utara tidak disebut laut. Ya, jadi kira-kira seperti itu bedanya. Sekali lagi bahwa kalau joglo Jawa itu memiliki 4 ampere yang sama, sementara joglo Madura hanya punya ampere di bagian depan dan belakang. Kemudian joglo Madura sebetulnya bukan joglo Madura ya. Kalau kita menyebut joglo itu artinya bangunan Jawa ya. Tetapi rumah Madura ini hanya memiliki 1 pintu dari luar. Dan rumah Madura ini hanya dihuni oleh perempuan dan anak-anak. Laki-laki dan anak-anak laki-laki yang sudah dewasa, dia tidur berada di luar, di ampere, tidak boleh berada di dalam. Kira-kira seperti itu. Jelas ya? Oke, ya.
Sepertinya sangat jelas itu ya.
I'm so sorry, Prof.
It's okay. I
speak
quite
in Indonesian.
interested that I understand about
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Just some of the term is kind of the different from the Bahasa Malaysia. So I think I can capture about 80% of what you say.
Okay.
Yeah. So well, I think it is interesting that you are talking about the. I'm looking into that is how this the interior because as Diana, your presentation that is the interior design as we are kind of the categorized as design for the luxurious, and yours is looking into how you craft, or I don't know how to say that, it's a craft your curriculum that is to appreciate the traditional interiors, and they are not just about design, but they build as well. This is interesting. That is I would like to know that is how long the project itself, from the design and then to the duration for the I mean the process of the constructions. Are the student really built as well?
Yes.
And how is the financial funding for that?
Okay, sure. The project itself is for 1 semester, so it's probably around 4 months. Yeah, 4 months, and some of the there were 2 prototypes, right, that they have to produce. The first one is only conceptual drawings because sometimes the community need these drawings for when they want to collaborate with the regional government to ask for funding, to request funding for them to develop. So they need these drawings for their proposals. So that the first project is to facilitate that need. Whereas the second output is really building the spot or the display facility that is currently the need of that community at that time, and that was built together with the community. Of course, sometimes also requiring local craftsmen to help build them, but most of the process is done by the students with the community. And in regard to the funding, we sort of connected this project between learning, research, and what's this? A community service. And our lecturer, the team of lecturers, we got a grant from the Indonesian Ministry of Education, and so we used that fund to help fund the project for the community. Yeah.
Right.
So that's the way it worked.
Okay.
And
Well, they also, yeah, the it's quite structure about your curriculum that is you getting the student to do this is the only subject in that particular so-called cultural and social space.
yeah,
And do they
actually,
have others subject to overlap for them?
yes, actually, from the first core subject, so, what is this? The residential, and then there's the office, and then there's also the retail space. They always take real clients for their objects. Yeah, so they really design based on real location and real clients. But maybe in terms of going out in the community and letting them really learn in their own free way is during the cultural and social spaces subject. Yeah.
Well,
So I would like to
interesting
ask
that the
you,
process
I
with
would
the
like to
student.
ask you a question actually, a similar one actually, because I was, can I, Miss Shirley?
Yes, Mrs. Diana, please.
Yeah,
Please
so
do. Okay.
I really like your presentation a lot, Mr. CK, because I learned actually very important values when we are designing for the community. It's not
Thank you very
all,
much.
yeah, it's not really all glorious and, like media, like, what's this, glory, yeah, in terms of design. It's a very humble and it's not a very humble and very meticulous approach. And I was also wondering how long did you take to do this project? Is it part of the subject that you are teaching? And did you have any feedback from the community afterwards?
Right.
After the project?
Yeah. As I mentioned, that is I start with the initiative of myself. Well, um, I born from the once small fishing village as well. So I think that is that is some personal interest as well for start out with. Um, um, while we very beginning we start is I take the group of students to do a furniture design project first. So we start out with that, and but I unfortunately today I have no time to properly. Is the next time we can share again for that project. So and that is we start to get contact with the local so-called the council or the ugly council member there. So that is invite us to re-look into the because they have the some kind to redevelop the Kuala Sepatang. So then we come together and we just go in, start out with the two lecturer with my colleague, and then we start out to find out that there is a potential to do something on that, and everything is started with ourselves. Then we have to get the student which is a volunteer basis. This is not in the curriculum. But before that, we start with the curriculum project, and then after that, we get the relationship with them, and then we start out with the somehow other things. Yeah. Then along the way, we also apply the grant, right? So some of the grant that we allocate into this project, but it's definitely is just like 20% of the total amount. Yeah. So and that's why I mean that is we start to look into the not just for the community, but we look into for the designs practitioners. For example, they have the contact in the China and to sponsor, and then of course in the returns we design some of the product for them. Yeah, so that is kind of the collaboration between that is how, because we think that is a designer we in the so-called institutions that we can reach out in the city context of the resources, so-called the modern resources. So we can pull out the resources from fund, from the manufacturer internationally, or from the human resources like student talents, so that is they come together. So and then the more important is how you gain trust with the local people. It's not because what I think that is at the end that I find out in this kinds of project, you are not doing the design. You actually is a community development. You are part of that. So the design, the kind of this semiotic, the design words, I think you have to put away. You are not, you just a normal people. You are there, just mix with them, and then just work today. Just like your house, the backyard, you have something. You just a DIY something like that. Just do something. So, but again, that is when we bring in, we of course we equip with the certain professional knowledge. That's, for example, how you start with the constructions technology, the technology for how you actually look at into the stilt house, and you sort of the access to the some of the knowledge that is you can bring to them. So that is something you start to exchange the modern knowledge and the traditional knowledge. So I think that both parties also learn, but unfortunately, as you say, that is we are not stay there. So after, even though the 2 years for dragging for so long for this project, I'm still not belong to them. I still have to leave them. But we, of course, the friendship is remain. Yeah, the friendship during the occasion for the Chinese New Year, we make a call, we texting each other. But as I said, the design at the end is open end. My design is open end, so I leave it them to go along for the. But because of during this pandemics, that we cannot visit them again, so that. But I think that is they already changed a lot with the design. Yeah. So yeah, the still is still there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah. Maybe I will go to the chat because we have Mr. Walter Tan from Malaysia. He's asking regarding the project. He's asking about how do both of you brief your student for such a massive project or assignment, and what the preparation needed. He's asking to Mr. CK and Mr. Lintu.
Yeah, Mr. Walter is one of the in the slide. He is the furniture designer that actually connect us to the Four Sons, the manufacturer. So he is one of the slide in that. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mr. Walter.
And he actually works quite so often with Indonesia's manufacturer, China, and Australia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's asking to Mr. Lindo, maybe Mr. CK already answer, and Mr. Walter already know how the preparation. He's asking to Mr. Lindo and Mrs. Diana regarding how you guys brief the student and what kind of preparation needed. Maybe
well, I
Mr.
think I can answer the second question first.
Okay, please.
Yeah, because I think we asked for that is if that is the project. If I don't know whether it's mistaken, Walter, you can add in. This is, as I mentioned that by the question from the Diana, that this is not a school project, so that it's not part in the structure curriculum. So that is we don't really, as I say, we don't have the brief, but we talk to the student. This is going to be experimental project, and this is something is a connect with the community. The student will learn for that is they learn, of course, throughout the we have the observation stage, the site analysis, and then into the design stage, into the communicate with the external party, and even bring them to the exhibition as well. So they actually can follow all the process as well, and Walter also part of that to connect and to with the student as well in certain process. He actually get involved quite a lot. especially in the exhibition in the China. So yeah, the preparation, I would say that is a quite different that compared to the school structural project. Yeah. So in the school structure project is you have like, for example, 14 week that you have to be well planned. So that's what I mean. That is when in I'm not against the design that is under the consumes economy. So that is in the pace of in the city that people pay you, people have the budget, people have the time frame that the designers should equip with this discipline and this code of conduct to do that. But when you come to this kind of the rural design, rural place, you sign off the suits for to that kind of the elites character, you know, so we in the university we train holistic education, not just about to one you just a design for the city or design to serve for the rich people. So that is, I think this kind of the whole notion of this project is to bring that the student to understand that is the possibility of the design. You actually can reach into like so-called the social responsibility.
Yes.
I hope they answer. Walter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Mrs. Then I would like to add because regarding just now Mr. Fu telling that it's not this is not part of the curriculum, but your one is part of the curriculum, right? Maybe
Yes.
you want to add something about regarding how you brief them, how the preparation.
Yeah, one thing I want to add is that even though this is not part of the curriculum, you are not, for example, if you eat the curriculum, the student forced to do that. Something is a force to do that. But in this is out of curriculum, you got the student which is they are willing to learn. The student their learning in is a different. So I will say that is they will put more initiative by their own, and it will come back to you is something is a very extraordinary kind of the idea and the discussions. That's why I always in this kind of the student they come into this kind of project, they are not student, they are the team. They actually is sharing in their mindset or their idea based on their generation. I think I also learn from them.
Yeah, maybe yeah. I think what you have experienced, Mr. Kang, before we go to Mrs. Diana, I have to add something. I think what you have experienced through your this project, I think same with the Mr. Lindo, is it? Because Mr. Lindo also the project is not part of the curriculum, but more like what you have said that student willing to learn. That's why all the is it correct, Mr. Lindo?
Yeah.
It's part of the
Right.
yeah, so it's more like it's not in Mrs. Diana, there are time limited like 14 weeks. We have to finish in 14 weeks. But with Mr. Lindo and Mrs. Mr. CK project, it's more like we can do it in the whole year, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Mrs. Diana would like to add because your one is quite different. Your one is limited in 14 weeks. You have to finish.
So actually, my project, the project that I was talking about is maybe not as broad and need a lot of process like in Mr. Lintu and Mr. CK's case. So actually, this 4 weeks is quite doable, and we just the more difficult part is how you really communicate well with the community so that they don't expect beyond what they can what the students can what produce within that limited time. Yeah, so the project is also not that big. It's just a corner or the display facility. But the important thing is that what they produce could be used again and again by the community to help them to promote their activities even more to the public. Yeah.
Okay,
I also like that is you are talking about the community style, that how your student or in your project that you're looking to, because when you say style, that the interior design is always a stylist, just like decorator stylist, but you put this stylist is like you start to understand what is the community style, what is their local identity. So I think that you narrate this style. So I like that is how you put into that. Same go to the Dr. Linton, that how you use interior this discipline to preserve the Nusantara, the this kind of the traditional interior. Although it's a really different that is what we see in the apartment, condo, but I really like that kind of the how you preserve, and then today is also I learned that what is Tanyang's lanchang. This culture as well. I think I will go into that more and more.
Maybe after pandemic, you can call Mr. Lin to ask to stay to his homestay.
Yeah, come.
Mr. Lin already shared that he has guests from Singapore. Now
why not?
Malaysia
Mr. Walter as well. He quite well known in the Java island. He say he replied already. He say he would like to go to.
Yeah. Regarding the first question from Mr. Walter, he also asked apa perbedaan culture orang Jawa dan suku Madura. To Mr. Lindo, I think this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Walter Tan.
Hello,
Mr. Walter Tan. Can I speak in Indonesian? So I can explain
he is
about
well fluent in Indonesian. Bahasa
No problem, ya.
Semarang was his base, Mr. Linto. You also from Semarang, right? No.
Oke. Ya, jadi perbedaan budaya antara orang Madura dan Jawa, banyak orang mengatakan hampir sama, tetapi tidak, karena secara asal usul itu berbeda. Jadi center kosmologi orang Madura adalah ladang. Sementara yang orang Jawa ini sawah. Orang sawah itu selalu mengcombine semua yang ada di sekeliling itu menjadi sesuatu yang baru. Sementara orang ladang, seperti orang kosmologi ladang, seperti orang Madura itu lebih banyak menganggap bahwa apa yang datang dari luar itu adalah yang terbaik. Sehingga muncullah ekspresi-ekspresi yang sebenarnya bukan budayanya, tapi itu menjadi seakan-akan menjadi budaya dia sendiri. Nanti suatu saat kalau misalnya sempat ke Madura, kontak saya akan tunjukkan beberapa hal. Jadi ada sebuah makam raja-raja Islam, tetapi di dalam makam raja-raja itu secara interior mereka ada background dengan ukiran dengan dinding berukir yang pertama kali menggunakan style Majapahit. Kemudian yang kedua menggunakan Chinese style original 100%. Kemudian berkembang lagi style Chinese yang sudah tidak 100%. Kemudian yang terakhir mereka menggunakan European style. Sementara untuk makam Islam seharusnya tidak akan muncul sosok-sosok binatang, makhluk hidup. Tetapi karena menggunakan Chinese style, maka di sana muncullah bentuk-bentuk binatang mitologi seperti cilin, kijang, kemudian ada burung-burung dan lain-lain. Sementara sebenarnya untuk masyarakat Muslim, hal-hal seperti itu tidak diizinkan. Tetapi ini fakta bahwa mulai zaman batu di satu lokasi grave itu sendiri ada zaman batu, zaman Majapahit, kemudian Chinese full, Chinese yang sudah berubah, kemudian yang Eropa. Dari segi karakter sangat berbeda. Orang Jawa, budaya Jawa ini lebih mengadop banyak budaya, kemudian memunculkan sesuatu yang baru, termasuk cara bersikap dan lain-lain. Jadi mereka sangat-sangat ditentukan oleh keselarasan antara lingkungan, antara budaya luar dan budaya dalam. Sementara di Madura tidak. Nah, kenapa orang Madura ini dikenal dengan dengan banyak orang mengatakan bahwa seenaknya sendiri begitu ya. Sebetulnya bukan masalah seenaknya sendiri, karena orang Madura ini hidup dalam kehidupannya tergantung kepada lahan yang dimiliki. Karena mereka punya ladang dan mati hidupnya keluarga itu tergantung itu. Sehingga dia tidak ditentukan oleh tetangganya, tidak ditentukan oleh pemerintah, dan tidak ditentukan oleh siapa-siapa. Jadi masyarakat itu menjadi masyarakat yang otonom. Yang otonom di mana dia bersikap dan melangkah tergantung kepada kesepakatan dari keluarga itu sendiri. Jadi banyak hal yang sangat berbeda dengan Jawa, seperti misalnya tentang caro. Caro itu bukan sebuah kriminal buat orang Madura, karena itu adalah suatu perasaan untuk membela harga diri orang Madura dari orang lain. Nah itu apa yang terjadi. Sehingga pada waktu caro itu terjadi, orang masuk penjara, bukan sesuatu yang memalukan, tapi justru itu menjadi kebanggaan keluarga karena orang yang masuk penjara itu adalah orang yang mempunyai sikap untuk mempertahankan harga diri keluarga. Jadi hal-hal seperti itu. Nah, kalau dari segi building memang agak ada kesamaan, agak sedikit berbeda. Kenapa ada kesamaan? Kalau salah satunya adalah karena Madura itu terbagi secara budaya ada dua, Madura Barat dan Madura Timur. Lokasi yang saya pakai ini adalah Madura Timur, di mana Madura Timur ini adalah daerah yang sangat terbuka dengan budaya luar. Jadi budaya Jawa melalui kerajaan Mataram itu masuk ke sana, kemudian juga budaya Eropa, kemudian masuk budaya Islam, budaya Arab, Melayu, India, semuanya ada di sana dan muncullah dengan berbagai berbagai bentuk. Nah, yang menarik lagi karena mereka menganggap budaya luar yang masuk itu dianggap budaya sendiri, nanti bisa melihat sebuah logo kerajaan Islam, tetapi ada crown dengan tanda salib. Itu kan sesuatu yang aneh, mestinya kan sangat bertentangan dengan dasar kerajaan yang Muslim, yang Islam. Tetapi mereka tidak mempermasalahkan pada waktu membuat itu. Tapi perkembangan selanjutnya memang simbol-simbol seperti salib dalam crown, simbol negara, kemudian dalam ukiran memang dihilangkan. Tetapi itu sebuah fakta bahwa orang Madura, khususnya di Madura Timur itu sangat open-minded terhadap budaya luar. Itu karakter yang berbeda. Berbeda kalau di Jawa, budaya yang masuk itu akan diolah menjadi sesuatu budaya baru. Nah, itu yang membedakan dari cara pandang, kemudian kosmologinya memang berbeda sekali, tidak sama dengan yang ada di Jawa. Jadi Madura ini sebuah pulau yang spesifik masyarakatnya, dan mereka pengaruh Chinese itu bukan pengaruh ya, karena memang mereka asumsinya memang berasal dari Chinese. Jadi bentuk rumah, ornamen, kemudian filosofinya, semuanya kalau diruntut akan mengarah ke Chinese. Kira-kira seperti itu. Nah, kemudian yang kedua, yang jawaban kedua tadi itu, program kami itu long term, 5 year. Jadi memang cukup panjang. Mahasiswa adalah part of program. Jadi tidak mengerjakan selama 5 tahun. Ada bagian yang bisa dikerjakan mahasiswa, kita akan libatkan mahasiswa. Jadi seperti tadi merenovasi rumah menjadi homestay, itu adalah sesuai dengan program mahasiswa. Jadi pada waktu mereka terlibat, mereka mendesain mulai dari kampus, kemudian kita bawa ke sana, konsultasi dengan masyarakat, kemudian di masyarakat itu memunculkan sesuatu, dan muncullah beberapa kegiatan itu. Kemudian sesudah itu ada event-event tertentu yang sifatnya tahunan seperti tahunan itu kita sangat open dengan other university seperti ada UNESA, IAIN dan lain-lain. Mereka terlibat. Jadi mahasiswa itu berkumpul menjadi sesuatu yang menggarap sesuatu yang memang berguna untuk masyarakat setempat. Jadi itu, tetapi kita tetap mengkaitkan dengan mencantolkan terhadap mata kuliah yang berkaitan dengan budaya itu sendiri. Kira-kira begitu. Terima kasih.
Ya, terima kasih Mr. Lintu. Is it answering your question, Mr. Walter? Maybe just now I noticed that Mr. Lintu also explained about Carok. Not all people know about Carok. Maybe could you explain more about that, Mr. Lintu? Because just now when you say Carok, it's straight away to the philosophy, not the what is
Kriminal.
Carok.
Iya. Saya harus menjawab, menjelaskan.
Please do that.
Oke. In Indonesia. I'm sorry, Prof. Kang. Yes. Carok adalah sebuah bahasa budaya bagi masyarakat Madura. Ini memang ada sebuah perbedaan yang jelas antara masyarakat Madura dengan di luar Madura. Karena secara general, Carok adalah kriminal. Tetapi orang Madura mengatakan Carok itu bukan, karena itu adalah usaha untuk mempertahankan harga diri. Buat orang Madura, harga diri itu nomor satu. Dan yang disebut dengan harga diri itu adalah perempuan. Jadi kita boleh bergaul dengan orang Madura, tetapi jangan menggoda perempuan, khususnya yang sudah menikah. Itu salah satu penyebab utama proses Carok. Karena itu adalah menyinggung harga diri laki-laki. Jadi perempuan itu dilindungi oleh laki-laki. Laki-laki sebagai pelindung. Jadi kalau yang dilindungi ini diganggu oleh orang lain, maka si laki-laki yang melindungi ini, yang mengcover, ya, melindungi ini akan tersinggung. Nah, membela harga diri perempuan ini adalah tugas laki-laki, dan ini bukan personal, tapi komunal, satu klan, satu family. Jadi kalau misalnya perempuan ini kemudian diganggu, ini tidak bisa membalas, ini akan keluarga lain akan membalaskan hilangnya harga diri ini. Itu secara terus-menerus sampai tidak akan pernah selesai. Dan apa yang terjadi, misalnya Carok itu benda tajam yang seperti sabit gitu ya, untuk memotong rumput dan lain-lain, sangat tajam. Itu kalau itu sudah kena darah seseorang, itu tidak dibersihkan darah itu. Darah itu dibiarkan sampai mengering dan itu dipajang, karena itu sebuah kebanggaan bahwa keluarga ini berhasil mempertahankan harga diri. Sehingga sangat bertentangan dengan hukum negara. Hukum negara itu sebuah kriminal, harus diadili dan masuk penjara. Orang yang sudah berhasil melakukan Carok ini, meskipun dalam penjara, setiap hari keluarga itu akan mengunjungi, mengirimi makanan dan lain-lain. Dan keluarga yang melakukan Carok ini, yang masuk penjara ini, dipelihara oleh keluarga yang lain, selayaknya seperti kehidupan sehari-hari tanpa si suami. Nah, yang menarik adalah Carok ini tidak berhadapan, cara melakukan itu tidak berhadapan-hadapan. Jadi orang menyabitkannya itu tidak melihat si personal. Tapi ini ada dua metode. Metode yang menantang, artinya datang ke hunian. Jadi Tanian Lanjeng itu adalah kelompok hunian keluarga, berisi keluarga yang turun-temurun begitu banyak, sehingga bisa sampai ke 11. Tanian kami itu punya 11 rumah atau 11 keluarga. Nah, kalau mereka datang, itu namanya ngonggai atau menantang. Kalau sudah menantang, artinya ya sudah, tidak ada pengeroyokan. Jadi kalau ada Carok begitu, terus kemudian datang yang lain ikut membantu, tidak. Ya betul-betul satu dengan satu. Jadi yang dulu pernah nyarok, ini yang keluarga yang terkena, dia akan melawan mencari si ini. Jadi satu lawan satu. Itu istilahnya ngonggai. Tapi ada juga yang terjadi di luar. Kalau di luar ini memang sembunyi-sembunyi. Tapi korban dari Carok ini itu sering dimakamkan di tengah di tanian lanceng itu, karena itu untuk mengingatkan bahwa dia pernah dicarok sama keluarga A, dan ini nanti akan terbalaskan, entah itu cucunya, entah itu keponakan atau apa, itu akan terjadi. Tapi sekarang sudah mulai tidak terjadi lagi karena ada perubahan sebuah budaya dan regulasi dari pemerintah, government ini sudah mulai ketat sehingga tidak terjadi lagi. Sudah sangat jarang terjadi. Tapi yang utama adalah perempuan. Jadi kalau Prof. Kang nanti ke sana, boleh menggoda perempuan, tapi jangan yang sudah berkeluarga. Kalau yang belum berkeluarga, itu boleh, sangat open. Dan oke, kalau mau menikah, mengambil anak saya sebagai istri, boleh. Tetapi orang kota seperti kita ini kan tidak tahu apakah itu sudah menikah atau belum. Karena pernikahan di Madura ini ada yang sudah dijodohkan sejak dalam kandungan. Dan pernikahan terjadi itu sebelum keduanya akil balik. Jadi setelah mereka menikah, mereka pulang ke rumah masing-masing. Nanti setelah akil balik, mereka akan baru mereka itu berkumpul jadi satu. Jadi kan tidak diketahui mana perempuan yang masih single belum punya suami dan mana yang sudah bersuami. Dan buat masyarakat Madura, menikah adalah sebuah kewajiban, keharusan. Karena apa? Yaitu tadi bahwa perempuan itu harus dipagari, harus dilindungi oleh laki-laki. Dan perempuan yang tidak menikah, dia tidak punya eksistensi sebagai manusia karena dia tidak diberikan rumah, tidak diberikan tempat tinggal. Jadi meskipun mereka itu janda, ditinggal suaminya, mereka tetap eksis karena mereka punya rumah. Tetapi yang tidak menikah, mereka tidak punya rumah. Jadi tidurnya bisa di dapur, bisa dibuatkan di sela-sela rumah, dibuatkan kamar kecil, begitu. Nah itu adalah budaya Madura. Jadi carok buat orang Madura bukan sebuah kriminal, tapi itu sebuah pembelaan harga diri, pernyataan harga diri bagi keluarga. Kira-kira seperti itu.
Wow.
Jangan banyak-banyak deh.
Is that they are still practice this in the current these modern days, or this
just
these traditional practice,
yes,
their culture, they are still practice.
Yeah, the traditional practice. But tetapi ada beberapa yang meskipun dia sudah hidup di kota, budaya itu masih melekat. Jadi misalnya begini, seorang mahasiswa sudah pindah ke kota besar, kemudian di antara orang Madura itu berpacaran. Setelah berpacaran mereka berpisah. Si laki-laki ini tidak mudah untuk melepaskan si perempuan ini. Pada saat ada laki-laki lain mendekati ini akan diganggu oleh si pacar lamanya. Padahal pacar lamanya itu kan tidak punya hak apa-apa. Dan mereka juga sudah sudah punya pacar yang lain. Jadi memang perempuan Madura ini sangat-sangat dalam satu titik, dalam satu sisi dia itu adalah perempuan yang sangat berharga sehingga harus dilindungi, tapi dampak negatifnya dia tidak bebas. Harusnya kan kalau sudah pisah, dia boleh dong pacaran dengan orang lain. Itu sama pada waktu di kehidupan tradisional di desa. Saat mereka menjadi janda, ada laki-laki yang mau menikahi si mantan suaminya ini akan mengganggu, tidak mengizinkan. Kenapa seperti itu? Kembali lagi menyangkut harga diri. Jadi kalau dia sudah cerai, sudah pisah antara laki-laki dan perempuan, terus dia menerima yang lain, artinya si perempuan ini menghina yang mantan pacarnya, mantan suaminya, menganggap lebih rendah sehingga dia menerima yang baru. Very unique. Oke, silakan datang. Saya akan temani Prof. Kang untuk keliling Madura dan tinggal di sana untuk menikmati kuliner, budaya, and so on.
The yummy cocktails.
Yes.
I think Malaysia also have that bunga telang, because when I saw the like the babang, the nyonya tradition, they usually use the blue color.
Yeah, I think that is in the not the babangnya. I think some of the currently still in the east coast of the Malaysia, which is Kelantan, Terengganu. That I think some of the food is quite just now what you show Dr. Lintus from the picture. I think it's some quite similar thing, but I couldn't taste it from the Zoom.
Ya, tetapi sangat berbeda.
Ya.
Bunga telang di Madura itu untuk minuman hampir tidak ada. Ini adalah sebuah creativity dari tim kami untuk menyajikan sebuah minuman. Yang paling spesifik fungsi bunga telang untuk masyarakat Madura adalah getah yang dimiliki itu akan diteteskan kepada bayi yang sudah bisa buka mata karena ternyata itu memiliki fungsi untuk menjernihkan mata dan sampai dengan sekarang banyak orang Madura di desa itu tidak menggunakan kacamata karena ditetesi bunga telang itu. Jadi mereka tidak lahirnya itu tidak di rumah sakit dengan dokter tapi dengan dukun. Dukun itu apa ya? Special traditional ya like ya dukun lah. Nah, mereka akan merawat itu selama 35 hari, baik ibunya maupun anaknya. Dan salah satunya adalah ditetesi getah dari bunga telang itu di matanya supaya lebih tajam, lebih cerah. Begitu, itu yang membedakan. Kalau di tempat lain hanya digunakan untuk kulineri, untuk bikin kue lapis dan lain-lain begitu. Tapi di Madura tidak terlalu, yang digunakan justru yang diperlukan adalah untuk kesehatan mata bayi. Begitu.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Tan also say thank you itu for hari ini belajar budaya Madura secara detail. Maybe you need to maybe when Mr. Lindu have another class, then we can go also.
Yeah, so share with us that if any online again any sharing about the budaya Madura. Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite interesting as well that you show the settlement in architecturally.
Mhm.
You have the long corridor, and then
Mhm.
there's a dapo that you are described of that. I
Mhm.
think is every settlements they have the similar form of that the something I will think about like in our like a long house
Mhm.
because of the
Ya, saya pikir memang sama. Nah, inilah kenapa kami mengembangkan interior Nusantara karena pemahaman Barat dengan Nusantara very very different. Kalau long house itu sama seperti yang di Madura, tetapi roofnya ini satu, yang long house. Jadi ada social community space and then the private space begitu, tapi ditutup dengan satu roof. Tetapi di Madura tidak. Ada space tadi yang tanean long yard itu, kemudian rumah-rumahnya itu dengan satu atap masing-masing dan diisi oleh satu bilik satu keluarga. Nah, kami menemukan bahwa interior di Nusantara tidak harus tertutup di dalam sebuah building. Interior adalah sesuatu yang memiliki batasnya di Madura ini bisa fisik and non-fisik. Sebetulnya ini tadi saya mau share, tapi saya pikir karena topiknya bukan itu, jadi kami tidak jadi. Boleh deh, nanti bisa online,
we have to go for
kita
next
share
section for that.
Yeah, for the next session, Mr. Lito also have a book actually regarding this interior Nusantara, Mr. Fu. Maybe next time when we have like review from Mr. Lito's book, then we will invite you, okay? Because in his book, he shared a lot regarding this tradition of Madura. Okay, thank you, Mr. Fo, for today.
Thank you.
Dana.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you,
Thank
moderator
you.
Sherry.
Thank you all.
Thank you. I think Hansen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we get to have you guys here to share with us regarding this community. To be conclude that today we learn more about that community is really, when we learn about the people and the community, then the design can actually work for them. That's why in Mrs. CK, we have to go through the 3 times design proposal with Mrs. Diana, that the student have to actually involve in the community activity. And with Mr. Lintu's case, is actually we have to learn about the nature, the community, the people, their activity, and their culinary and culture. Is if I have to conclude all today's topics. Okay, thank you for today. If no more question, I give back to Hansen as the MC for this event. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
Prof.
you.
Kang.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you for our speaker, Mr. Kuchar Skang from Malaysia, Mrs. Diana, and Mr. Lintu. Thank you for your speech, for your sharing, for your knowledge for us, so that can help us in the future, like Madura culture and many things. Okay, and then also I want to thank you everyone for give your time to join with us this evening. How about the presentation earlier? It really helped us, right? I hope so. We're learning so many things on this event, so we should say thank you to our speaker. Finally, we are already at the end of this event, and I, as the MC, I would like to say thank you to all of you once again, because everyone have kept calm and helped this event run smoothly. And then for the last, let's take some photo to commemorate this event. So please open your cam or webcam. Thank you.
Thank you. Please open the cam. Who will take the picture, Michelle or Hansen?
Michelle.
Okay. Please say 1, 2, 3, Michelle.
Yes. Okay. Smile, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It's 5 pages.
1, 2, 3. Okay, that's everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
Mr. Sandy here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
See you again.
See you again.
Thank you, everyone.
And thank you, everyone. Sorry for the long queue, 1 hour overtime.
No, it's okay. Today I learned a lot. Learned
Sorry, I'm still dressed.
Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hopefully you have a great day and always stay healthy on this pandemic COVID-19 virus. Make sure once again, don't forget to fill this attendance form before you guys leave. And that's all that I want to say. See you in the next event. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.